So I had a client call me and tell me that he had pain behind his knee. Was walking out for a walk with the family and then took a step and then just felt a sharp pain behind the knee. And it was worse when he attempted to sit down or into a squat position. So right off the bat, you're thinking, okay, knee issues or, hamstring ligament issue. But then I remembered that this particular person works from home and sits for for basically a living. Sit down in front of the computer all day, every day, and sometimes doesn't move for hours on end. Something that I've been trying to get him to do. But so knowing that he sits long periods of time, doesn't stretch, doesn't do a lot of stuff, already has some back issues and some posture issues, we could easily tell that the pelvis was posteriorly rotated, so he was rotated backwards because of the way he sits. When you do that, your glutes basically shrinking. They get shortened. That your hamstrings are shortened. Your hip flexors and your abdominals are tight, but your hip flexors are also kind of messed up. They're kind of engaged a little too often. So what ends up happening is that when he goes to get up and walk, he has that forward lean a little bit to offset the pelvis rotating backwards. When you're going to step forward, right, your glute and hamstring isn't there to support you and to function. He can do hip flexion, but he can't do hip extension because everything is just so tight and used at that. They're so used to being used from the way he sits. So when he swings his leg, the glute and hamstring, which are the extensors, aren't there to be, the opposing muscle to support it as it walks. So he presented behind the knee. A lot of people, when they do a hamstring stretch, they could feel it behind the knee, or they feel it right behind the thigh in the meat of the hamstring. He felt his right behind his knee, and it got worse when he squatted. So it wasn't necessarily, a hamstring being stretched, when he was walking, because when you're squatting, it's not really doing it too much. What we found out that if he were to stand up and rotate his pelvis forward into an anterior rotation, he was able to feel a little bit better when he walked, because now that elongated his hamstrings and his glutes, and if he activated his glutes and his hamstring, then he was able to alleviate some of that pain and discomfort. So what would we do? We did a pelvic exercise. I had him lay flat on his back, close to a wall, put his feet up 90 degrees on the wall, and then just rotate his pelvis forward and back, just like this. You could see my pelvis here rotates forward and back. So it's basically lifting off the floor, flattening it on the floor, lifting off the floor, flattening it on the floor. Then what we did is I had him do the leg that he was really feeling the pain on, extend his leg, and then do the same motion. So now with an extended leg, the hip flexor being actually pulled out, and the glutes now being a little shortened because your leg's not up, you're able to rotate your hips back and forth in that position. He got up, walked around, and was just like, that felt so much better. Everything just feels better. His back loosened up, his hips loosened up, and that pain is gone. So fix your pelvis, fix your pain. And also don't sit all day, because that's going to kill us, as I'm sitting right now. So get up, move around, reset, build, change, and feel better. Have a great one.